Miami 2022. 4 young entrepreneurs are living their dream, celebrating their startup's $600,000 funding rounds with boats, parties, and a luxury Airbnb. Among them is 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐭, a musician turned tech founder who just helped secure one of their biggest venue deals yet. In less than a week, he will be fired at that tech startup from a smoothie shop, and from these ashes will rise one of YouTube's most promising voices, a storyteller who's made it his mission to expose the scams, frauds, and broken systems that trap millions in cycles of poverty. But to understand how a failed tech founder transformed into one of YouTube's most trusted guides through the dark side of American capitalism, let's dive into the sensation he's building. Welcome to Deep Dive, a series that's revolutionizing how we talk about economic justice on YouTube. Deep Dive isn't just another YouTube series. It turns tough economic topics into something you can easily get and can't stop watching. Take his breakthrough video, The Rise of FUBU Scammers, Black-owned multi-level marketing companies. Cam executes 3 important things inside this video. The video starts with Cam at a college party that suddenly switches into an MLM pitch, a story he's lived. This scene is so real, it instantly grabs anyone who's faced a similar sneaky situation as himself. But let's break this down further. The video is a prime example of his approach. The title is thoughtfully put together. It ties in a cultural shout out, FUBU, with a bold subject, scammers, and targets a specific niche, Black-owned MLMs. This isn't clickbait. It's strategic targeting that lets potential viewers know exactly what they're getting out of the video. Then the video structure follows what would become a signature formula for these deep dives, which is hook, relate, reveal, explain.
There's one aspect of the scam economy that all of these missed though. So I got a story to tell y'all. I went to Georgia Tech from 08 to 2012. I know, I'm old. Let's move past it. I was pretty popular on campus, right? So I knew this party promoter who invited me to a dorm party.
He opens with the hook, confessing his year-long obsession with scamming videos. By the 15-second mark, he zeroes in on black scammers, a topic he notes isn't widely covered on YouTube. Then there's relatability, a personal story that turns into an MLM pitch. But instead of just sharing his experience, he uses it as a launching pad to dive deep into the mechanics of these schemes, which leads to the revealing part of his formula, where he unpacks exactly what these MLM companies do.
Every hustle needs a target market: music, software, financial products, apparel. Now, a multi-level marketing company is a pyramid scheme, cosplaying as a legitimate business via products and services that we'll collectively refer to as bullshit moving forward. This bullshit can be energy drinks, it can be lifestyle coaching, all these types of iffy areas where you can't say that the product didn't work because, you know, maybe you didn't take it right, or maybe you didn't mix the drink at the right time of day, whatever the What MLM companies do is recruit independent salespeople like you and me, not me, because I've never done that shit, to sell these products and services so they can get a percentage of every single thing we sell, aka a pyramid scheme. How do they sell it?
His approach to research is straight thorough. He doesn't just criticize these companies, he systematically dismantles their business models. He breaks down startup costs, inventory requirements, and commission structures with precise numbers and data visualization. He shows exactly how much a new recruit would need to invest and how many sales they would need to break even with this MLM pitch, and why the math makes success nearly impossible for most participants. By the way, if you're finding value in this content, make sure to subscribe to my channel. But to get back, you can see this depthness with videos like this one about C Scrubs with Love, where he goes all in, exposing how they charge excessive startup fees while providing insufficient inventory to succeed. He dissects Teva lifestyles, promises of luxury cars and wealth, revealing payment systems designed to benefit only those at the top, a classic pyramid scheme. He pulls actual income disclosure statements, also creating clear graphics showing how money flows through the organization. This isn't surface level criticism. It's a detailed autopsy of how these schemes work. It's investigative journalism packaged for this YouTube era. His deep dive into prosperity gospel preachers was another masterclass video that really resonated with viewers. The video titled "The Church Hustle, Pastor Profit, and Faith Fraud" showcases another level of analytical depth. Again, the hook and relatability join forces right from the start. He opens the video by stating he's not religious but has read the Bible, making a bold statement.
Thanks to that last episode, I'm very aware that I got some real church people in my audience, so y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but being rich turns up the difficulty on heaven's access codes.
In other words, being rich really ups the challenge of getting into heaven. He lines up some religious leaders of congregations that pull in over 6 figures in weekly attendance, and whose personal fortunes can sometimes hit the 8-figure mark. This hook grabs your attention and makes you want to stick around to see what comes next. When he digs into figures like Joel Osteen and Creflo Dollar, it's not just about showing off their wealth. He's exposing the systematic ways faith gets monetized. And again, from this formula, the last one is explained. Cam doesn't just point fingers at wealthy pastors. He maps out the historical evolution of prosperity theology and goes from there. See, the video script and strategy is meticulous. He starts with a broad historical overview of prosperity theology using archival footage and data visualization to show its evolution. Then he narrows the focus to specific examples, using a combination of financial records, sermon clips, and public documents to build his case. This approach has become a template for his channel. Each deep dive video follows this platform of in-depth research, clear visual presentation, and strategic pacing. Cam has essentially pioneered a fresh style of financial investigative journalism on YouTube, blending engaging content with thorough analysis. This brings us to the second pillar of Cam's success, masterful storytelling. It's not enough to have good research. You need to know how to present it. And this is where Cam's background as a creative, from his music career to his failed tech startup, becomes his secret weapon. Cam has a unique value proposition that gives him an unfair advantage. And his value is that he was a musician in the past. As you can clearly see inside of his characteristics of how he speaks to his audience not only, but how he sets them up and delivers the message compellingly. Take his opening line from the church investigation.
In our last episode of Deep Dives, I told y'all 2 crucial details about me. I'm not religious, and I've read the Bible front to back. I also told you I don't really remember any of it, but that's the thing about books with moral lessons embedded.
This isn't just an introduction, it's an invitation to relate, to connect, and to see yourself inside the story. His use of humor cuts through heavy topics without diminishing their importance. When he says,
I swear, if you took away insecurity, doubt, and financial troubles, most of these sermons will be cut down to 5 minutes.
He's not just making a joke, he's crystallizing a complex criticism into something instantly understandable. Even his failures become storytelling tools. In the video titled "The Employment Emergency," he opens the video with his own experience, saying, like a lot of y'all in your 30s, I've worked at many different companies. In my case, they were all ad agencies and publishers. Some were better than the others, but one job I interviewed for years back stands out as particularly trash. Not only was this interview bull, it was also a bait and switch. My first day was also my last. This isn't just vulnerability for vulnerability's sake. It's strategic authenticity that builds trust while setting up larger insights about employment scams. But what truly sets Cam's channel apart is his impeccable timing. This is where the third pillar of his success comes in on the platform. Hitting the cultural pulse at exactly the right moment. His video on state lotteries dropped on January 18, 2024. We all know this is during tax season time in America, which is also when people are most financially stressed and susceptible to get-rich-quick schemes. His sports betting investigation video was released on February 10, 2024, the day after the Super Bowl, when gambling advertising reaches its peak for the biggest sports festival in America. His analysis of Project 2025 video, as you see on the screen, lands during election season, when political anxiety is at its highest. But this isn't just good scheduling, it's strategic cultural intervention. See, Cam understands something crucial about his audience. Timing isn't just about calendar dates, it's about cultural moments. And he knows exactly when his community is most vulnerable to these schemes. I was reading the book YouTube Secrets, and they emphasize success on YouTube comes from a narrow focus from your audience. Especially for those who are first starting out, the smaller your target audience in the beginning, the faster you'll grow, and I think that has some truth to it. If you would like to give this book, there's an affiliate link down inside the description where you can find a link. But as for Cam, take his investigation of black-owned MLMs. He released it during a time when supporting black businesses became a major movement. Scammers were exploiting this momentum, wrapping predatory schemes in a language of economic empowerment and community uplift. Cam's video cut through this description, showing how these MLMs were actually harming the very communities they claim to help. We could also take a look at his thumbnails, which reflect this deep cultural understanding as well. When he covers state lotteries, he features the Mega Millions logo, instantly recognizable to anyone who's watched family members pour their hopes into weekly ticket purchases. His video on prosperity gospel shows famous black preachers who become household names in many communities, driving home how familiar these faces of financial exploitation are. For his employment scam episode, he uses images that mirrors the too good to be true job ads flooding social media feeds during these difficult employment times. Which brings us to the fourth and most important pillar of Cam's success: building a genuine community. The difference between YouTubers and Hollywood influencers is the connection you have with your audience. His channel isn't just a platform for exposing scams. It's become a gathering place for people seeking economic literacy and protection from predatory systems. Look at the comment section of any deep dive video and you find people sharing their own experiences, warning others about similar scams, and engaging in substantive discussions about economic justice. I remember seeing a comment of someone who was a victim of one of those schemes. The comment said he needed a way to pay for college and fast, and got the wrong email at the wrong time, and still hasn't recovered from that mental damage yet. Also, another one that stood out to me was someone from Pakistan. He said there's a lot of these MLM guys that prey on new immigrants that show up at the mosque. This isn't the typical YouTube comment section. It's a community of people actively working to protect one another. His Patreon community has become a hub for deeper discussions and direct engagement. Supporters don't just get extra content, they get access to a community of like-minded individuals committed to understanding and exposing exploitative systems. This isn't just audience building, it's movement building. Now, Cam was a technical co-founder who was pushed out, and he took that experience and transformed it into something more valuable than venture capital could ever fund. A platform for truth telling that helps people avoid the very traps he encountered. His channel's tagline could be "Trust contacts, not people." But what he's really building is trust with his audience. Every video, whether it's exposing MLMs, analyzing employment scams, or investigating religious exploitation, comes from a place of lived experience and rigorous research. Doesn't that kind of remind you of hip-hop, with artists who get more recognition when they actually tell stories that they actually went through instead of faking it? All I'm saying is, in an era of quick takes and hot headlines, 𝐾 has built something rare, a platform that combines entertainment with genuine insight, personal experience with systematic analysis. So what makes a successful YouTube channel going into 2025? 𝐾 Deep Dive shows us it's about 4 key elements working in perfect harmony. First, there's a content strategy, thoroughly researched topics that combine data analysis with clear, compelling narratives. Each video is structured to both educate, entertain, and engage, using a proven formula of hook, relate, reveal, and explain. Second, there's the timing strategy. By aligning releases with cultural moments, dropping lottery investigations during tax season, sports betting topics before major games like the Super Bowl, and employment scam videos during hiring surges, he ensures his content reaches people when they most need it. His thumbnails and titles are precisely engineered to connect with his target audience using cultural touchstones they immediately recognize. Third, there's a storytelling approach. Every video builds credibility through exhaustive research, but also his humor and relatability keeps viewers engaged through complex topics. He's creating a new template for financial investigative journalism on YouTube, one that makes complicated subjects accessible without oversimplifying them. Finally, and most importantly, there's the community strategy. He's doing this because he cares. This is content that helps people protect themselves from financial exploitation. In doing that, he's created more than just a channel. He has built a platform for economic literacy and community protection. This is how to build not just views, but trust. And that might be the most valuable currency on YouTube today. Alright, y'all, this is Lee from North Studios. YouTube said if you like this video, you might want to check this one out next.